We got Shauna Magrath here from Beauty Inc. Gallery to talk makeup. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me again.
Are you finding a change in the way people are buying makeup as far as the economy?
Absolutely. I mean, in an economic situation like this, people usually do boom up and spend a little more on themselves, but they need to be thrifty and they're being more conscious about the way they're spending their money. So it's a great way to show people how to give an alternative to what they're used to.
And what we're doing today is we're kind of showing the difference, I guess, between what you could get at a drugstore and what you could get at a department store, assuming that the department store is probably a bit more expensive than the drugstore. So you bought some products. Now, we also, by the way, have a model here. And let's take a look at her right now, and let's see how beautiful she looks. Now, she looks gorgeous. What our viewers might not know is that she's actually got a variety of products on her face. One half has to do with drugstore, and the other half is department store. And as I look at her right now, I don't notice a single difference. I couldn't tell you which side is which. So which side is?
The left side is the department store, and the right side is the drugstore.
Okay, so our model is over there. And could you just tell me, does your face feel different side to side?
No, one bit.
Okay, so there's that's out of the way first. Doesn't feel any different. So tell us the products you brought here.
So we have two eyeshadow palettes. One's Christian Dior, one's Revlon. Christian Dior, $50 at a department store. Revlon, about $12 at a drugstore.
Okay, so you put that on our model.
Yep.
Now tell me, with the, what's the biggest difference when we're looking at something like a department store and a drugstore brand?
The biggest issue that I'm noticing between these two particular brands is the variety of the colors that you're receiving, of course, and the shimmer, the amount of sheen that's in the product. The drugstore is a little more matte, the drugstore is a little more sheeny, and the department store is a little more matte.
Is that a general rule of thumb, or is that just with these specific brands?
No, it's just that particular one, but because the colors are so similar, I thought it was a great way to show the two off.
Excellent. And what about the durability? Will most of them stay on probably similar, or do we see a better quality one?
I would say the better quality one, because the pigments are usually a lot more denser, and there's not as much filler in them, so they won't break down as easily over time.
But in a pinch?
In a pinch,
and every day?
A little reapplication, you're good to go.
Good. Okay, let's move on. What else do we have?
So we have a MAC liner, a fluid liner, and a gouache liner. The MAC, of course, is from MAC, and gouache you can get at most drugstores. The variance is about $10 for the product.
And is the variance enough to justify paying the higher amount given the quality? Like, are you noticing a difference in how it applies?
I actually found the gouache is stronger in the pigment and longer wearing.
Okay. And when you're buying makeup in general, are things like brushes with, are not all the time they're not all included. I know that I bought some eyeshadow recently, and I'm looking and there's a brush.
No, brushes, again, I've said before, you can get them, at Michael's or a craft store. Yeah. You don't have to go out and spend $30 a brush when you can get something comparable at $5.
Yeah.
So.
And when you're looking at something like that, MAC, because it's a liquid liner, you do have to buy a brush separate, right?
Yes, you would have to. But again, you can use it for concealer, you can use it for lips, you can use it for a multiple of different things.
Okay. Let's move on.
We've got the Yves Saint Laurent mascara, $36, and the Voluminous about $12. So again, almost a $20 difference there.
So what are we looking at with respect to mascara when we're paying for the higher quality and the different types of ways they go on? Is it all about the brush?
Some can be about the brush. I've found that using a brush, I can be versatile with it and use it from one product to another, and it will make a difference. But with the drugstore products, you can build on them as well as the Yves Saint Laurent, but the Yves Saint Laurent has a lot more durability and longevity.
Now, you put this mascara, both mascaras, on the model. When you were applying it, do you notice that it still builds the lashes to the same intensity?
Oh, absolutely, they do. I just found the Yves Saint Laurent is a little darker. It's a little stronger in its color.
So you can buy the cheaper stuff or the drugstore brand, just you might have to use a little more.
Yeah, just build it up.
Let's move on.
So here we have a tinted moisturizer, which is a great alternative for spring. The Laura Mercier is $50. The Marcel drugstore is $15. So that's a huge savings right there. Both of them are great for your skin. Give a little SPF protection in them as well.
Okay.
The Youngblood and the Bonnie Bell, both of them are bronzers. As you can see on the model, there's no difference as far as the look. Right again, you're looking at about a $20 variance. Youngblood's $30 and the Bonnie Bell $7.
Okay, so that's a big difference there for sure. And the quality looks fairly similar, as we saw, because you had them on the model there as well.
Very similar, and you can use them for eyeshadow too. So.
Good idea. Let's just briefly go through our next few items there.
Moving on, we're out in the sun, so I thought a good sunscreen. La Roche-Posay, 27, Neutrogena, about 12. You can use it all over the body.
Okay,
it's great.
And we've got, some stains there?
Some lip stains. lines, yeah. The Sweet Lilani is about 14, and the Boutte is about 35. And as you see on the model, both of them, they look beautiful. You can use them as cheek tints as well.
And so you went half and half on the lips, and they look.
I did, yeah, half and half from side to side.
And it looks the same.
Looks the same. Great products.
Excellent. And finally.
And the lip glosses, Rimmel. I'm still a founder of Rimmel. I can't live without it. MAC is 15. The Rimmel's 5 to 7. And the other thing about being in a drugstore is that when they have their sales on, you can buy multiples. Department stores very rarely ever have a sale.
Great. Excellent. Well, some great ideas. Just one brief tip. If you had to splurge on something, even in this economy, what would you splurge on?
If I had to splurge, I won't give up my Yves Saint Laurent mascara, and I wouldn't give up my concealer. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well,
Thanks,
some
Dawn.
Great ideas. So again, you don't have to spend a lot of money to look good. As we saw our model, she had half and half, expensive and lesser expensive, and it looked exactly the same.
Thank
you very
you
much.
so much
By the way, how much money do you think you spent in total on her face for the products that you used?
Okay, so it was about $260 on the expensive, or for the department, and for the drugstore it was about $60. So it was a variance of about $130-ish around there.
Wow, for that look.
Yeah, big difference.
That's a huge difference.
Massive
That's the difference between buying some good groceries and not.
A really good dinner.
Great. So you're keeping us looking beautiful even in this economy. Thank you very much to
pleasure.
Shauna
Thank you for
from
having me.
Beauty Inc. Gallery.